Christmas would be fun, but I got to think about. I was trying to think of some funny ones.
Why would you do a fake advertisement?
I just think it would be just some or Country Kitchen,
Cox's Country Cafe.
Cox's Country Cafe. Yeah.
Just do like just random
places.
They had those.
Now serving 9 full crock pots of food.
Remember the lady's like, "You like catfish?" I'm like, "I've never had catfish." She's like, "You're in for a treat." She just came over and
I'm good. Thanks. We need to talk about Cox's Country Kitchen one day.
let's talk about it right now.
Are we recording?
We're recording. We've been recording for 35 seconds.
I think we should be talking about it on the podcast.
We are. We're recording right now.
Oh,
This is it. We're going.
we've started the podcast.
I decided that I want to start when we're mid conversation, like right before we go. You know what I mean? Get that feel going.
So this is live.
We're live. You were getting candid Kelly right there.
Oh, wow. So my voice now.
Yeah. Back to regular scheduling programming.
So Cox's Country Kitchen?
So we go to Missouri
Yes.
periodically to see family friends. Actually, Chance, our producer, I mentioned him at the beginning of every show so far.
Yeah.
We go see them at like a family ranch and we spend the weekend, but we have to drive up through Oklahoma to get to them.
Not the good, I don't know if there's a good part of Oklahoma, but not the greatest parts of Oklahoma.
That's why most people just say we drove through Oklahoma.
Every little white trash town in Oklahoma, you drive through it.
Yeah. And so we drive through one town. There's a lake out there called Lake Eufaula.
Yes.
And what is that?
It's in Eufaula,
4
Oklahoma.
hours? 4 hours?
I think Eufaula is halfway, so it's about 3.
3, because it's like 6. Yeah, it's 6, 7. But you drive out there. Remember the first time we went out there? Before we got to Cox's Country Cafe, we got to that little town, and we went in there, and it's shocking. I mean, you drive through Oklahoma, which is in America. You literally cross the Red River, and it is a different world.
I want to preface this real quick. I don't want me to jump on you here. We talk shit about it, but it is absolutely beautiful there.
Oh yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
but it's a bunch of white trash towns. Okay, go ahead.
So it's crazy because you go out there and all of a sudden you're in a different world, and we go to this. We're hungry. More like you said, this is like halfway to Missouri, where we're going, Joplin, Missouri, and we're like, okay, we'll stop at some little gas station, and we pull off the highway, and we're like in this little podunk town, right? Did I use that word right? Podunk? Yeah.
You gotta say podunk.
One of them podunk towns. Yeah. So we're in this little town, and we go to like the gas station, the convenience store, and like, and we're like walking through the aisles, and there's like a candy bar, and like a thing of Ritz crackers.
There's like 5 feet between each thing on the aisles.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is crazy.
There.
Like I don't know if they do that on purpose or they just don't stock up a lot because there's not a shit ton.
There wasn't a restaurant in the town either.
No, there wasn't a restaurant because that's what we were looking for food. And remember, she was like, "There's pizza," and we looked at it and like,
"Yeah, we're good."
Okay, I don't want to share with cockroaches.
Do you remember the other thing that town was known for?
The murder.
We Googled it. Yeah.
The murder, right? That's like what they're.
A
Madison
bunch of
was
them.
watching
a bunch of them. Murders and missing people from that
I think
town.
Madison watched a whole entire crime doc thing, and it was about murders in that town. And they're like, we don't know what it is. They're just the largest capital of murders. It's like Chicago and Eufaula.
So back to Eufaula.
So you pass Little Eufaula. Let's call it Little Eufaula.
We weren't obviously able to eat, so we left. We got back in the truck and we went to the next town was Eufaula.
Right.
Not a bad town. Cute little charming.
I mean, it's like a little lake town.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean. It's
it wasn't really a white trash town.
No. I mean, there's like a couple restaurants and gas. There's a car dealership right there. Shout out Eufaula car dealership.
Thank you for the sponsorship.
But then you go down the road and like remember there was McDonald's, Jack in the Box. There's like your standard. And what did we go? We said no. We're on a road trip. We want to
eat local.
We want to Anthony Bourdain our way through Eufaula, through Oklahoma. And we found Cox's Country Cafe, and obviously us, big city folk, we look at Google reviews before we go. And what was the number one review?
It's food.
It was food. That was literally what the review was.
That's what the review said.
It was food, and we were like, I'm sold. I mean, with a recommendation like that.
My daughters were not happy.
No. Madison and Morgan were just like, no. And you and I were.
I don't even think they ate.
No. They didn't eat. Remember, they were sick.
That's right. They were sick after, definitely.
I was sick after, definitely. So I go in there, and you go in, and it's just like It's like little like mom. It's like crock pots, like
Literally,
all on like a foldable table.
It's a buffet of crock pots.
Yeah. Everything looked sus. If I could use that correctly, everything was sus. What did you have? Remember Morgan had literally the saltine crackers. She just sat there and ate saltine crackers.
I mean, obviously the food was horrible, but you know what I do remember though?
I know what you're gonna say. So
we're out of towners. I mean, when I say we're big city folk, we're not big city folk, but we're from Dallas.
If you're in Allen, McKinney, where we're at right now, if you go anywhere north from there, you're not hitting a large city till
Sherman.
No. But I don't even count that. I'd count that as like a blip. But Metroplex, you don't hit another Metroplex like
Kansas City, maybe.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I've never been, but
so what I noticed is, I mean, we're all from like the big city area. You know, we
Southern California too.
We look a certain way, or we dress a certain way,
talk a certain way,
and we stood out like a sore. It was like a movie, like when the guy walks into like the old Western, and he opens the door and everybody looks at him. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
I remember when we were going through, we're all sitting down, and I mean the food was just, I don't know,
it was food,
chicken and gizzards and all these different country foods and
now
stuff.
Featuring mashed
potatoes, you know, all the fixins. And I remember I sat down because I went to town. I ate that was the same trip I bought the meat scraps.
That's all another thing.
So I sat down with all my
Shout out to our Amish store.
Yeah, we'll get there. That'll be our next one.
All right.
So I sit down with all my food, and you guys are all sitting at the table. And I'm like, guys, I think we're the only people within 5 miles who have smiled in the last 2 days. Like we were happy and laughing.
Everybody looks so depressed.
Everyone's just like, I mean, that's what it is. It's a town is just a beat down little old town. You know, I don't know.
So that's the joke.
So that was it. So that's Eufaula. If you're ever in Eufaula,
it's not there.
If you're watching from Eufaula, shout out.
Shout out. If you're one of our 7 subscribers, happens to be from Eufaula.
Yeah, if you're from Eufaula, that's awesome. Give us a comment or something. Should we break into that?
What comment?
About our YouTube, about the standing of our podcast at the moment?
I think we should.
So this is episode 3.
Episode 3.
And we got some interaction on our YouTube. How many? What do you think what's our view count at?
Episode 1 or episode 2?
Both. I think episode 2 is at 40 something.
I think episode 1's at 57.
That's awesome. I don't even know 57 people, and I haven't watched. I've gone out of my way to not watch it. I watched it on my laptop, but I haven't watched it. I don't want to.
I watched episode 2 at work the other day.
I definitely subscribed to myself on my personal channels, but we got our first dislike.
I know. I'm so happy.
I
called you. I'm like, we got our first dislike. So whoever you are who disliked this, thanks, man.
And you know what? If we do know you and you dislike this, tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think, because actually, I mean, all of our friends, our family and stuff, we've been talking about it, and they're all honest. You know, actually, I'll go to this little. I've got a couple intro points. I wanted to say shout out to the people who are going to make us we're supposed to have intro music and an actual logo, but those people are doing it for free. So I can't wait to actually give you the real shout out when those are ready. And I'm not going to show you, I think. I'm going to hold them and then show you on the podcast. But shout out to my boy Kevin at work. He's really been a champ helping me out, figure out the technical stuff.
Kevin.
And also just talking about, camera angles and scenery and stuff.
If you haven't noticed, this is episode 3 and we've changed it up 3 different times.
Sorry, anybody who watched episode 2 and saw my balls. If you go back on episode 2, I didn't realize I was in super short shorts.
Your sack was hanging out?
No, not hanging out, but just the outline of my junk was just kind of sitting there, so I don't know if we get banned on YouTube for that, but.
Well, there's going to be 59 views after tomorrow when I watch it again.
You can just watch it real quick and check it out. So fuck whoever gave us a dislike.
I like you. Thank you.
I wasn't mad, honestly. I wish it would have been. I wish if it was someone we knew.
If you're gonna give a dislike, at least give some constructive criticism.
Yeah, give a comment, please. We like the interaction. I mean,
we do.
Honestly, we could care less if you like it or don't like it.
Don't watch it if you don't like it.
Right, we're just doing our thing. But I was interested to be a dislike. I felt like it was personal.
See, we have 58 views. We have 1 dislike. I like to think that we've brought joy to 57 people.
That is good. 57
people did it this sucks and dislike this. So
but we didn't get our subscriber. I know that we started episode 2 being like, let's get our first subscriber from Brazil or wherever,
Argentina,
and then we got our first dislike instead. So beggars can't be choosers, right?
We're gonna be huge in like Chile, I think.
Yeah, I think Romania is really where we're about to blow up. Yeah,
do those direct marketing on Facebook,
just straight to DVD. What if secretly like all of our podcasts were getting downloaded and put onto DVD and sold in like Romania or Yugoslavia, which is not a country.
Yugoslavia is not a country anymore. I had to explain that to him.
You did.
I remember when it was, they had the Olympics there right before it was no longer a country.
Right. Goodbye, Yugoslavia. This one's shout out to them. So that's like my little intro. Do you want to talk about drink of the day?
Drink of the week is spicy margaritas.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And that tequila, we had the other bottle of tequila. Juan's mom brought me that one. Actually, she brought me the other one. The other one I think was a little better. That's Don Julio or something from.
Just general.
I don't know. It's made in Mexico. I guess they're all made.
I don't know anything about it.
The other one that we had
was
actually,
legit.
That's in here. Actually, this one is like from their little town. We're not talking Cancun or Cabo. We're like Oaxaca and or wherever.
Oaxaca. Could you point Oaxaca out on a map?
No,
I couldn't either. I like it. I like
Chihuahua.
the state though.
I think there's a state called Chihuahua.
Yeah. I know how to say Monterrey. Monterrey.
Because
I think we already covered that. Every episode we've talked about that.
So that is the drink of the day, is spicy margaritas.
What's the toast of the day?
The toast of the day is, I got, the other ones were kind of all on a certain way,
They're all like to women kind of thing. Like they're all about boobs.
And this one is a real one.
Okay.
This is a Marine one,
as
a matter of fact. Here's to cheating, stealing, fighting, and drinking. If you cheat, may you cheat death. If you steal, may you steal a woman's heart. If you fight, may you fight for a brother. If you drink, may you drink with me.
Cheers.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. Am I allowed to say Semper Fi? It's not like, because I feel weird saying that.
I think it's, yeah.
I don't want to say it.
I don't know the...
I'll just say cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. I know Marines are obviously allowed to say that.
So episode 3, man.
Episode 3. I'm enjoying this a lot.
I have to say, I've been looking forward all week to this. Just kind of setting up my notes and just thinking about it and just thinking about how I want it to flow. And it's been good. Whether we get,
any... Take the lead. I'm just the color commentary guy.
Yeah, man. No, I think you and I are both doing good. I think
we're getting better every episode.
We're definitely getting better. Like I said, I look forward to it. It's fun. I know that we're just going to sit here and bullshit for a couple hours, and it's, it's good. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. What do you got? First thing.
To Santa Maria logo.
Okay. Santa Maria. Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know, I grew up in Santa Maria, California.
This is a video or just a...
I think it's just a newspaper article.
Okay,
you can kind of scroll through it. I'll give you the...
Okay, give me a second. Let me get it set up.
What's that? So I grew up in Santa Maria, California. Well, grew up high school years.
So Santa Maria High School District commits to changing Columbus ship logo, includes student input. Oh, they voted on this, right?
They voted to take... So what are the 3 ships that Christopher Columbus came over in?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
What's the rest now? Yeah.
I'll do you in the bottom while we drink sangria.
Yeah. So the city seal or the city
I'm
logo,
looking at it. Yeah, we can see it on the screen right now.
A copy of the ship,
right,
or like a drawing of
it's just like an outline. Yeah, sure.
So if you go and continue to read that,
okay,
it does that goes on to say it has nothing to do with Santa Maria the ship. This is California, which used to be owned by Mexico. That's Saint Mary. Just like Santa Barbara, Saint Barbara. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Just like Saint Barbara.
But it has nothing to do. It's not named after the ship that Christopher Columbus came over.
Wait, hold on. So if I go back to this first picture, it shows Santa Maria Joint Union High School District, and then it just has a picture. It's on the truck.
The kids in the high school got rid of it because it had to do with colonizing Christopher Columbus.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, what the F? It has nothing to do with the ship. It's a Mexican saint. Catholic saint is what it is. Just how stupid people
So
are.
what was the I don't want to go through this whole thing and read it, but what was the ship? What's the new icon? Do we know? Have we decided?
I can't remember. They may say that in there, but they're getting rid of the ship. And
That's
I
crazy.
just thought that was the stupidest thing.
It's one thing if they get rid of if they were the Mayflower or something, because that, however you feel about it, that makes sense. But they voted against Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
stuff, it doesn't have anything.
Don't even get me going on Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. Trust me. I don't want a second dislike.
The man never even stepped foot in America. But anyways,
yeah, he's a piece of shit though. But he's a piece of shit.
He kind of jumped on a ship and said, "I'm just going to go east or west until I hit something."
I'm pretty sure he told Native Americans that if they didn't give him his food, he would call down an eclipse, and then they said no, and the eclipse came and they gave him all their food, and he left. I know what you're going to say. He
never even made it to the continental United States.
He's still, I get it. I see both sides.
The Mayans slaughtered the Aztecs.
They killed like 70,000 people in a day.
Yeah. So you sit there, colonizer. There's not a piece of land in this world that
wasn't called. Yeah, right.
Everybody.
No one just got land one day and no one's ever had to defend it or fight over it.
Just take your L and move on. All right.
Your L?
Yeah, your loss and move on. All right.
Okay.
Just like we're doing in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Look what we're doing. Seriously, we're like, I can see both sides of it. I mean, you can't judge history because of what people had to go through in the past. You know what I mean? None of us were there in 1492.
Yes.
None
Columbus
of us
sailed the ocean.
That's what I said. But none of us were there. None of us were alive. None of us know what the conditions look like. I couldn't imagine being a dude, getting on a boat, going to a different land, and then having a bunch of native people.
Not even knowing that if there's even land there.
Right, and showing up, and all of a sudden there's this whole population. That's a scary thing. You're in a land you don't know. Yeah. You know, obviously he killed a bunch of them or whatever. I don't know the specifics. I don't want to dive into it because I haven't, maybe we can talk about it some other time. But, like, just the fact that you're like, he's terrible, everything he did was terrible, that's not a logical argument. If you're going to argue that Christopher Columbus is bad, tell me why he's bad. Tell me all the bad things, and I'll listen. But you also have to be honest and say, okay, well, what are the positive things about it? I don't know all the different details.
How come he gets so much strife? Like, who's the dude that conquered Mexico and slaughtered all them? Some Spanish guy. Yeah. I mean, he just
made them all Mexican, right? Made them all Spanish. Yeah, they were all Mayans, and now they're all Spanish, right? Yeah, but I don't know.
How come that guy doesn't?
They pick and choose their battles, dude. You've seen
Cortez?
It. Yeah. Cortez, yeah, one of them.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought that this whole cancel culture is just stupid.
It's all just stupid. I think it's stupid.
And I think going back to Chris.
Now, if it was like a picture of like a dude whipping another dude, you know what I mean? That's understandable. We need to be like, okay, we've grown.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a symbol of our community. But like this could be interpreted as a symbol of exploration and not being fearful. You know what I mean? There's so many more positive mementos you can attach to this image of a sail ship than some dude making someone plow a field or something like that. So you think pick and choose your battles.
I just hate it how history is judged by today's standards.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be at all. I don't understand that. And a lot of these people haven't done the actual research, time and effort to understand what was life like. Like I said, I mean, when I read that the Killing England book, the Bill O'Reilly, the Killing series, by the way, is amazing.
Yeah.
They're fantastic books. But the Killing England was the first one, and the amount of stuff I learned just about what life was like in that, 1740s to 1780s range in the U.S., it gives you a whole new perspective on everything about the Revolutionary War, why America became a country, how it became a country, the men that made this country, the men that put in the time and effort and left their homes and their families on farms to go to the Capitol to discuss with other intellects about what needs to happen to this country.
Look up to what happened to the all the guys who signed the Declaration of Independence.
What happened to them?
Most of them died penniless.
Right. But they created, the time and effort they put into, except for, who was it, Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of them did.
Yeah, Ben Franklin.
A couple of them did fairly well.
Ben Franklin chilled.
A lot of them.
Ben Franklin got the best deal. You know what happened to him? During all that, he went there. He was in like Philadelphia during the framing of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And then he went to France.
Oh yeah.
To garner support from France, and he basically just fucked his way through France. I mean, the guy like was sleeping with everyone, even in America, even in the colonies.
It is France,
dude. Benjamin Franklin was a player.
Do you know he used to sunbathe naked?
He woke up every single morning and would bathe.
You saw that too?
And, yeah. Well, I read it in the book.
Air bathe. He called it
air bathing. Yeah, he would wake up at like 3 or 4 every day. He had a whole morning ritual that he'd do. He'd watch the sunrise, and then him and his wife were like, I think that was George Washington. Him and his wife were super devoted. All this stuff. Anyways. So know your history before you cancel it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because guess what? In 100 years, they're going to want to cancel.
They're going to judge. I think they're going to judge us in 200 years and just laugh.
Just laugh. I mean, if we're depending on how things go, you know what I mean. Yeah. Whoever is the victor in 200 years, whoever's running the world is going to look at.
They're going to write their own history too.
First off, they're going to write their own history because that's what always happens. People in power are the ones who write the history. The people in the power of the
spoils of war, man.
The cancel culture, the people that are running the powers and the levers of the cancel culture are the ones who are literally rewriting history right now. And a lot of them are trying to expose the true history and talk about what actually happened and stuff. But I don't know. I just don't. It's more tearing down the idols, the pillars of the United States, I feel. Not rewriting history. It's tearing down icons that I grew up with thinking were the most patriotic things. They're ideals of freedom.
Very brave men.
Right.
You know, some of them had slaves. Some of them did not have slaves. You know, some of them had a couple slaves. Some of them had a bunch. But that goes back to, and slavery's horrible.
Obviously, we all know that.
But slavery's been going on for 5,000 years.
And it's still going on today.
It's still going on today.
It's still everything we have sitting in front of us. This mic.
Your iPhone was made by child slave labor.
Everything around us right now is made by slaves. And we're just so oblivious to that.
You can't judge those men because that was normal for the day. 200 years from now, they may look back at us and be like, oh, we got to cancel Carter because, you know, he da-da-da-da-da. You know. You gotta take your statue down. Sorry,
dude. If I have a statue by the time I've died,
well, don't worry, they're gonna take it down.
Even if they take it down, at least it was up at one point.
Yeah. So, anyways, what you got?
You know, North Korea is one of the biggest exporters of statues. That's their biggest export is statues.
Really?
They export statues all over the world, usually to like
China,
African countries and things, and they all look like Kim Jong-un, but also the leader. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, that's not on my talking points, but that's just something I. Okay, so Santa Maria logo. Check. Got it taken down. Okay. I got a video for you.
All right.
What is going on with the public school?
Which one?
Just
the public schools.
What is going on with the public school, my dude?
I know. I see the school board meetings all the time.
All right,
Parents are pissed.
We got a quick 3-minute video I want to play real quick. Let me just cue it up. Oh, it came up already.
You gonna turn your thing so I can see it?
Yeah. This might be weird. Ooh. I didn't first see this. Oh, hopefully hold on. Just want to make sure it didn't mess with the thing. Here. I can play
it. You
it.
Want to email it to me? I can see it.
God damn it. You can hear it.
Okay.
You don't need to see it. Right. It's okay.
Just tell me what's going on.
Are you playing? No, I'm not. Otherwise, I will call the police. Oh. I'm serious. Yeah, come on.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I am serious, man.
So
I had enough of it.
So this is a teacher
the moment I turn the corner.
Screaming at a student.
I think I've seen
So enjoy BIA.
He's like, I'm going to call the police.
Where you have to sit in a room with the military
Listen.
all day because you're a piece of shit.
Teacher calling a student, you're a piece of shit.
I don't care if
This
you're
is another video.
vaccinated, you little
Teacher
bitch.
just fucking going off on a student.
I don't want to get sick and die.
Okay.
There's other people you can infect just because
This
you're
is an
vaccinated. You know what?
older
You're not a special
woman.
person around here.
White woman?
Older white
You care about
woman,
how everybody talks
gray
about
hair,
I
you.
know
You're
how
a
people
jerk.
talk to me. I don't care.
just screaming at a little, what I would call maybe like a Logan Paul
You need to
looking
have
kid,
respect for
little
other
blonde,
people in your life.
somewhat muscular looking
You're
kid.
not a big man on
I don't
camera.
know. You can't really see him. He's in the
Walk
back.
around here like you have a stick up your butt.
But I guess he's not wearing his mask or whatever. People don't like you, is what she's saying.
They're pretending.
In a few years, look at me and then you'll be like, oh, hey, darn, I was wrong about him.
No, in a few years I know exactly where you're going to be because people with your attitude don't get very far.
So she's just hysterical because he's not wearing his mask, and he's probably being a little shit about it. You know what I mean?
Got to keep your composure, man.
Got to keep your composure. The second you break, and so after this incident, the teacher was put on administrative leave, right? So, which is good. That should be. I mean, no matter the situation, the teachers not doing something like this is not should not be allowed. So that was the video I wanted to show. And then I got a couple, I'm telling you, I would never let this happen to my son. I swear, if that was ever to happen to my son, I'm not one of those people that's like, my son can do no wrong. But if it was over something like that, I would.
Oh, absolutely.
I would not be going over well.
No.
I'd smack him upside the head because I would want to teach him, hey, you take the higher road. But at the same time, if I saw that where a teacher was just outright berating my son, like, I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I'd be able to put up with that.
I don't want to lump teachers. I don't want to, what is it?
Right.
A wide brush.
Right.
Paint them with a wide brush. Just like people paint cops with a wide brush. Don't want to paint. But it's not hard to find 30, 40, 100 of these videos of teachers.
Right.
Teachers just, I don't know. They just teach my kid math.
Right.
Teach
Just teach
them
him the
how to
subject
read.
and then get the hell out.
I
And
don't
just
need
go,
your political
right.
indoctrination.
You don't need to indoctrinate my kid. You just need to
And
teach
that
them the
goes-
subject.
That goes for if a kid walks into a school and he's got Trump flags everywhere. Don't need that either. Just teach.
Yeah, exactly.
Teach 'em
Right.
math.
Yeah. Either way, we don't care. Just don't.
But no, that is
That's
that
what
is
the world. It's
the
crazy.
Democratic Party. They're all about. They're catching them young.
crazy.
Indoctrination.
It's crazy, man. So, I understand that teachers have a lot to deal with. My mom was a teacher for 25 plus years, so I know a lot of teachers. I mean, when I go to California, I'm with my mom's old teaching friends. Like, I literally will drink with my 4th grade teacher. I might be the only person I know that can say that, but I'm very close with all the teachers that I had growing up. They were fantastic. They were some of the most caring and sweet people that I had in my life, going through elementary school. And, obviously my mom being a part of that same staff, like, I was kind of like a special boy, whatever, you know what I mean? I was special. Like, they tested me for, stuff all the time, but I understand the dynamic of teachers, and I've talked to them a lot, and a lot of them have quit. A lot of them have quit in the last 2 years because of the working conditions, because of the whole mask, mask thing,
quit,
because
right?
yeah,
Not because of the mask, but
well, I'm going to get
because
to
of the
that.
conditions.
I'm going to get to that. So I'm going to, but I'm just in general. So just like, I understand that teachers have a lot going on. Like, the last couple of years for the public, they don't get paid enough.
Kids are little shits.
They don't get paid enough. The kids are little shits. So I understand there's like a lot of stress, and especially with phones and stuff, like a video like that can be completely misconstrued, because I've been in somewhat modern day classrooms. I know how kids egg, teacher snaps, phones come out, we film just the teacher blowing up, but the student has been an asshole for the last three weeks. So there is definitely two sides to every story. I think the whole yelling about the mask stuff, I mean, we don't know. That video could have been curated for whatever purpose. It was the Daily Caller, so you know what I mean? It definitely has a skew to it, but
I mean, it doesn't have a skew. That's
what we're seeing.
Right.
But I'm just saying, there's no extra context. We don't know the extra context to what's going on here.
People just freak out about masks.
The mask is the hill that people want to die on.
I'm not,
or not die on.
Or not die on. Or tell you, I've not worn a mask when was the last time you wore a mask? Except when I was on an airplane.
When I was in the hospital when CJ
I didn't
was
even
born.
wear it. Well, yeah, I guess I do.
It's understandable though, because I don't know. That's understandable in my opinion.
I didn't even wear it at the airport.
But if I'm at a bar, I'm not walking. I'm not wearing my mask at a bar. I'm not going to a restaurant wearing my mask. I'm not going to the grocery store wearing my mask. I stand away from people.
I'll respect. If you're wearing a mask, wear a mask.
Yeah,
I am not wearing a mask.
There's people in my office that wear masks, and guess what? I respect them. I'd stay away from them. We have conversations about it. Like, there's no. It's just, I think the moral of the story is, anytime someone crosses that threshold from like, we're going to coexist, to I'm going to shove my opinions down your throat no matter what, you're wrong and we're not going to have this discussion, I'm just going to shut you down. That's where it crosses. And that's what those videos seem to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what they seem to be. But, just in general. So that was just a video about the mask. But I mean, you know why my mom quit?
She got beat up, didn't she?
She had to put a kid in literally a chokehold for like 45 minutes. I'm talking like a 13, 14-year-old kid in a chokehold because he was trying to beat my mom up, and there was no help. No one came. No student called another adult. The students just sat there and just watched.
Yeah, that's what I understand is people filming things.
This is also.
Is there film of it?
No, I don't know. I've never seen it. But my mom got in trouble, and then my mom got in trouble. They did an investigation on my mom after that happened. And so, my mom's been teaching for 25 years. I've spent a lot of time with my mom in the classroom as an adult.
She was the fall guy.
Exactly. My mom,
fall person.
My mom is the most amazing teacher. Watching her work with kids is her element. That's what she does. Is she works with kids, and she just loves on them. And she knows how to love on them. And just like watching Kara or Madison with kids. You know what I mean? They flip into that mode.
Come here and say Morgan.
I've never seen Morgan interact with kids. That's the problem. But and my mom's worked in a lot of school districts, and she's had trouble in all of them. She worked in Villa Park, California, which is a very, very wealthy sub-city of Orange County, right? Southern California, very wealthy. She had issues with parents threatening to beat her up. She was a kindergarten teacher there, so there wasn't a whole lot of kid issues. Definitely got politicky.
That's the guy who told her to go outside. We're going to fight.
Right.
Yeah,
Some guy, a
story.
dad was trying to fight my mom, the kindergartner teacher. Because my mom, I think, was like saying that he was showing up late every day. She kept dropping the kid off late, like every day. I don't know. But I think that was the biggest aggressor, physical aggression threat she had. But a lot of that in that area was a lot of politics, a lot of changing of administration. And you got California politics and rules change and blah, blah, blah. So that drove her there. My mom actually started out in the juvenile correction facility. She was a teacher. That was her first teaching job, was as a correction facility teacher to like teens and stuff. And so she's seen that and worked through that. And then her last was in inner city Chattanooga, which is a very impoverished area. I've been down there. I've spent 2 weeks in those classrooms with those little boys and girls, and every single one of them getting picked up by grandma. Every single one of them already like
eating breakfast, lunch, and a take-home dinner.
Yeah. But the crazy thing, like my mom worked there when Trump got elected, and none of these little kids would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They're like in the 3rd grade. And my mom's like, she told me, she always tells me, she just went on this rant. Like, I don't care who the president is. You stand up, you do the Pledge of Allegiance for the flag, all this stuff. So it's crazy just seeing what, that youth is.
Private school.
Dude, but the problem is, it's like, okay, sure, I can shelter my kid if I had the funds, which I don't, by the way. We'll figure it out.
Up to like 200 subscribers by
yeah.
then.
Hey, you guys want to contribute to my son's private
Cox's
school?
Country Kitchen will kick in
once we get our sponsorships going through. But I've seen a lot of scary stuff, and just because I shelter my son from private school doesn't make what's going on in the public schools go away.
I agree.
Which is scary, because people grow up. People move into the workforce. People try to implement their ideals and things that they were mistaught in the workforce and in politics and in the community and stuff. And
just teach your math, man.
Just pay the teachers more money, in my opinion. Honestly, if you were to pay teachers more money, they'd be more willing to put up with stuff. They'd be more willing to put effort in. If kids had the supplies they needed, I think that could fix it. I think that could be a good start. So, but that's a complex topic I know nothing about.
We're not dying on that hill either. We're going to find a hill that we're going to die on.
Let's find a hill.
All right, I got something that goes right along with that.
All right, tell me where we're going, Kelly.
We're going to the second one down. Celebrities, government workers not wearing masks. There's two. There's a TikTok, and then there's a shared iCloud folder.
Oh, shared iCloud.
Go to the TikTok folder first. Wait, before you go.
Wait, should I go to the TikTok video first?
Yeah, but don't go yet.
Okay.
Here's what you're going to see.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk while I get it set.
The San Francisco mayor. San Francisco, that's all I got to say, right? These strictest mask mandates in California is San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
The mayor, here's a video of her out in a bar, club,
breaking her own city's
dancing,
mask mandate.
with a band and a bunch of people, and nobody's wearing masks.
Really?
So that's the first half.
Oh,
of the
this
video.
was the video I already had up. Okay.
The second half of that video, same video, is her explanation why.
Okay. Hold on. So do you want to watch the TikTok first?
Yeah, watch the TikTok first.
Okay.
Defending herself after being caught
Get
on
to her
video,
explanation.
breaking her own city's indoor mask mandate. Crown 4's Maureen Kelly reports this isn't the first time Breed has been caught on camera barefaced inside recently.
This video, obtained exclusively by Cron 4 News, shows the mayor maskless while inside a Richmond District live music venue back on
Everybody's
August
supposed to have
13th,
masks
She's
on.
like,
with other guests without masks on.
Get it,
She
girl?
is at a table with
Honestly,
drinks in front of
it's
her.
nice.
The city's
Not wearing a
health
mask is
order
pretty
states that
nice.
they
I
may
know,
remove
but
their masks while
she's the
actively
one who put the
eating and
Band-Aid.
drinking. Now, a new video posted online
Black Cat.
captured London Breed inside the Black Cat Jazz Club on
Black
her
Cat
feet,
Jazz Club.
dancing and singing in a room crowded with other guests. No
like
one
a
could be
martini
seen
bar?
wearing a mask. We do not have permission to air the video, but we've posted a link on cron4.com. It was
It's her
shot during what's
dancing
been
with the band.
described as a surprise
No one's wearing
impromptu
masks.
performance with two
Wow.
of the original
But
members
the beauty
of Tony, Bay Area musical
is
legends.
her
Today,
explanation.
Mayor London Breed called the fact that the video
Coming up,
is
same
making news
link.
sad.
This is nitpicking.
Oh, okay.
This is really unfortunate.
This is nitpicking.
And let me tell you, when the spirit moves you because you are watching history in the making, Bay
Oh
Area
my
royalty
God.
perform, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to turn around and look for where my mask is.
So she's
or
saying
look
that the
to
music
see and
she
make
was
sure I'm
listening
picking up
to
a drink.
was
I'm
so
just gonna
good
let
it was
the
history in the
spirit move
making.
me.
Yeah.
Mayor Breed's
She
position
needs-
is that she was following
Is this
the
over?
health
Go
Yeah,
defend
that's
herself
good.
after being
But the music was so good that she
Wow.
should not have to wear a mask.
That's insane.
Okay. Now before you go, now click the next link, the shared iCloud folder.
Oh, you know,
This is of the Emmys.
I might not have pulled they might not have been able to see that video, but we'll put a link up there. But they
Okay.
could hear it. They were able to hear it.
Well, this
so.
is just a picture.
Okay.
There's pictures of
Yeah, I saw the
people
pictures. I'll
at
get the pictures
the
going.
Emmys. This isn't. It's not a link.
Yeah, no, I got
Okay.
that pulled up. You're good. Keep going.
Okay. Gavin Newsom and Mayor Garcetti gave the Emmys an exemption from masks.
I saw this with the Met Gala.
They probably got the same.
They got an
exemption.
exemption, right? That they didn't have to wear masks and things.
Yeah, where everybody else in Los Angeles has to, but not them. You see them; they're all dancing and hanging out.
Every single one of them, no mask.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably all have their vaccines.
So that was part of the requirement, but what does that mean nowadays? That don't mean shit.
Well, I know it's they
I
just
know two-
approved a new booster shot, and everybody. I mean,
I know 2 people this week who got COVID that were both fully vaccinated.
fully vaccinated. No, I know.
They're
a few,
fine,
I know
but-
a few people as well.
But
Yeah. Well, this one guy right here in this video, in this picture, has a mask. Good for him. He's like just as fashionable as AOC at the Met because he's the only guy wearing his mask. So
is that not the most tone deaf thing you've ever seen?
we did that in the last episode.
we?
Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode.
That lady, she may be the stupidest person. No, there's stupider people.
There's
than
definitely
her.
stupider.
Maxine Walters.
Yeah.
Maxine Waters.
But I just think it's so funny that like the illogicalness of you have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask, but then all the people working there have to wear masks.
Well, that was the thing. All the servers.
all the
and
servers, same thing
everything,
at the
they
Met
all had to
Gala.
wear
All of them
masks.
are standing in the back with their masks. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna wear my mask. You know, so it's crazy.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah, I can't stand that. Just the illogicalness of all the like if you're gonna wear your mask, wear it 24/7. If you think you wearing a mask is important, wear it 24/7. But then I make fun of people when I see them driving by themselves. When I see somebody driving by themselves without a mask on,
Saw it today.
oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel about that. I just feel like there are people out there.
Sheep.
I don't know about sheep. Just misinformed. I don't know. But
Misinformed.
they just drive with their mask on by themselves in their car with their windows up, listening to NPR. I mean,
People walking outside by themselves, nobody within 100 yards of them walking with a mask on. Like,
it's wild.
I'm glad I live in Texas. That's all I can say.
I know. Well, we were talking about that at dinner, right? We were saying about California's going full mask mandate. Is that government issued or is that like private businesses are putting that into place?
I think. Well,
Because California would be the place that the trend is to ask
once,
for the.
Once Gavin Newsom beat
Got-
his recall,
Then it all started going down.
It went.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the
Full-
vaccine passport is what you're talking about.
Right, the vaccine passport is what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, he waited till after his recall, and then he knocked that out. What a piece
But
of
we were
shit.
sitting at dinner talking about that, and I was just like, I can't imagine, because we literally stopped wearing masks in like May of 2020.
I would say May of 2020.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
literally. Remember when we
Yeah.
went to Kelly's? We went to the bar.
Yeah.
May of
And
2020.
the waiters were wearing them.
The waiters were wearing them for a while.
But you had to. I don't really. Remember
You had
the
to
day.
wear them when you're walking to
Okay.
your seat. and it's
That
like-
is the stupidest.
I think
thing.
I get it somewhat, because like if you were to walk by a table and like, bleh, you know, just like throw up on somebody, like,
because that happens a lot.
could you imagine if this was like a pandemic that killed like 10% of the population?
We need a good cleansing.
There wouldn't be time for the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like if we would see that if this has been the best political football for all sides for the last almost 2 years now, right? We're coming.
I say one side's doing a little bit better on it than the other side.
Yeah, no, I got you. But from both perspectives, they're both doing the right thing, right? And they're just using it as their political tool. But I'm just saying that if this was if not saying COVID's not legit, but if this was a Spanish flu situation where like 10% or more of the population died, we would literally not have time to do the bullshit, because people would
and
go.
I don't think people were doing the bullshit in the very beginning when like this all started in March of 2020.
Well, we didn't know, right?
Yeah,
So
so
we were all,
everybody-
except for Kelly. Kelly didn't give a fuck from day one. So
Not really.
No.
Hey, it's your time.
Yeah,
Time.
that's right.
You know, it's funny. It's something I don't want to not harp on this, but I heard this on Joe Rogan today, and it really resonated with me.
We are 41 minutes in. Joe Rogan has been mentioned.
Oh,
I'm just
well,
kidding.
no, it's just
I'm
something.
kidding. Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the guy he was talking to, but he said, "Let me ask you first. What is the difference between Democrats and Republicans?"
Like, is this like a? You want me to make my?
I'll just tell you, because it's not a long.
Yeah, because I could go for days.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously.
Democrats are party before country. Republicans are country before party. And they explained it was all about watch how they all vote.
Right.
Republicans will bail all the time and go with the Democrat.
Right.
Boy, those Democrats, I'll
It's
hand
like,
it to them, boy. They will
they're in
stick
line.
together. Did you see AOC getting just reamed out by Pelosi
No.
on the Senate floor? Made her cry.
Really?
Oh, there's a video. We'll find
Okay,
it later.
we're there.
Yeah, you can see it's like
Okay.
it's like the big C-SPAN shot.
Yeah.
Pelosi's over there wearing her out
Oh,
about this
really?
Iron Dome thing.
Oh, for
In
Israel?
And
Because what they
she,
voted
like,
against it
wiping
or
her-
something?
You see her like wiping her face. and
She's like,
stuff.
you dumb cunt. You don't understand.
she
If we
is.
don't have this Iron Dome,
I
Israel
just
will
want to
literally
see
get wiped
those
off the
two
map.
fight each other,
Who?
Pelosi and AOC.
Well, okay, so Pelosi is supposed to be the big, bad, and powerful, but guess what? AOC's little block of 7. You know what's funny? If you look, they actually have voting control. Those 7, or I don't know, the women or whatever they call themselves. Okay,
Squad.
the squad. They actually have voting power, and guess what? They always bend to the will of Nancy Pelosi. AOC ran on all these not crazy, but these like hardcore social democratic, ideals. She never votes on them. They could have passed minimum wage. They could have passed so many
DACA.
things. So many things they could have passed. They've been in control of the Senate and the House. And what have they passed?
Well,
Nothing on the.
A
You
lot
know
of
what?
spent a lot of money.
Well, they've spent a shit ton of money because that's easy to do for them. Don't even get me started on the money thing, dude. It scares me.
Man, I need
It
a
stays me.
drink.
Yeah, it stays me up at night.
Oh my goodness.
That stays me up at night. You know what I mean?
Small potatoes.
I think I took that one off.
Small potatoes.
Psych.
Did you get the one I wanted you to get?
Which one? Nope, sorry. I was told that was racist, by the way.
By who?
By someone in my office. Shout out to you in my office if you're listening to
Are
me.
they Hispanic?
Yes, and I called.
That is the music of your people. Why is that racist?
Okay, well, then we had a conversation about banda music for like 25 minutes. I was listening to mariachi music and just enjoying all of it. This is simply the intro for Juan Eduardo Rodriguez Jr., right? He loved it.
And he loves it.
He loved it. I had a conversation with him about it, and we didn't air it on the podcast, but he loved
If you
it.
think that's racist, you're wrong.
Anyways, it wasn't like you're racist. It was like, maybe try not to play something like that. What was the drop you're looking for? Hey, let's just play them all.
He needs some milk.
Oh, no, I didn't get that one. I told you I couldn't get that one.
That's the one I wanted.
He wanted one about Step Brothers.
Ah, Yeah, Step Brothers, the movie.
That's a great movie. What were we talking about? You need a drink?
Racism.
Racism. Yeah. No, we weren't talking about racism. No. We were,
all right, that's it. That's enough on that. What did we start on? We ended up with AOC and Pelosi, and
we were talking about the mayor. So the mayor. That's just hilarious. Well, look how many times. Guess what? The Republican governors and mayors and stuff, they don't get in trouble because guess what? They just don't wear their mask.
Yeah.
And so then they don't get in trouble when they go back to their private lives.
You know, Gavin Newsom shut all the public schools down in California. His kids go to private school and they were open. How did that dude not get kicked out?
I have a couple theories.
Yeah, we don't.
Look at Maricopa County.
YouTube won't let us talk about him.
I love you, YouTube.
The ivermectin salesman paid for it all.
Yep. All right, drink me up, Kelly. I guess I'm going.
All right.
Kelly's going to be bartender for now. Take your headphones off if you go too far away. You're welcome. I guess I'm just going to start riffing on, I wanted to talk about, I have an 8-week-old son, and I wanted to talk about, I don't know if anyone saw. Oh, God. I think you have to pull that tab off. So I've got an 8-week-old at home, and I just kind of want to talk about some things. First off, your life does completely change when you have your first child. Everything is completely different.
I got it figured out.
You got it? Oh, okay. So literally everything is different when you have your first child. I mean, just the way you look at life, the way you interact with other people, the way that you interact with your significant other. It's just been the craziest ride, the craziest 8 weeks of my life. It really has felt way longer. Yeah, you haven't figured it out.
Oh, I have figured it out. It's broken.
Oh, okay.
See,
I got you.
The cap will
yeah.
Anyway,
I see what happened.
There you go.
But I just kind of wanted to go over a couple things, that I realized that I didn't. I just the other day I was just kind of reflecting on, having a son and trying to be, real #deep about it. But there's a lot of pros. The only con that I can say about having a son at the moment is just the fact that I don't have nearly enough personal time.
We're done drinking.
Oh, really?
The cap's broken. Go ahead. Go with your son thing.
So, go grab a knife, Kelly.
I can't in the middle of a podcast. Dude, that's glass, dude.
This isn't glass. This is plastic. Yeah, I'm just like, this is plastic.
Sorry, we're trying to open our bottle of.
Oh, you did mess this. You royally.
I didn't. You know who drank that? I've never drank half that's gone. You know who drank that?
Your daughter.
No.
Who?
My brother.
Chad?
No, the other.
Josh.
Yeah.
He broke into this or what?
Him and I'm sure Morgan's had some of it.
Dude, go grab a knife or something. I don't know. It don't matter.
Here, I'll text Morgan.
Yeah. So, like I said, the only con that I've had so far is the fact that I used to do a lot of personal stuff. I used to work on side projects and like little things for myself just to keep myself, mentally engaged, whether I was learning something new and having a son has really made me curtail and kind of identify, okay, well, which of these projects really mean something to me? Which of these projects are really...
You got to prioritize.
I have to prioritize which projects I really want to invest the time that I do have, because I come home from work and I spend my time with Madison and CJ, and I love it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm just sitting there holding him. I'm trying to help out wherever I can. And, we try to go to bed around, 9 or 10. And after that is when I get to work on personal stuff now. Yeah. And so my life, that's been the biggest shift for me. And I was a little abrasive towards that at the beginning, just because that's a really hard shift. I've got my whole life being me.
You're in the crux of the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
That's
so
the problem. That's
really the only hard thing, the only con I can think of. And it's not really a con. It's just me having to adjust to reality. The reality of the situation. And that's totally fine. This podcast has been awesome. I've been diving really deep into this as a side project and just really enjoying setting it up and trying to, get it to where it's at and talking with the people making the logos and the music and stuff. But in terms of pros, there's a ton of pros. It just never ends. I'm just, I'm here, have a kid. No, but I look at Madison completely different. Bring it here, knife. I'm looking at Madison completely different. I mean, I have a whole new respect for, everyone always talks about you get this new respect for, you know, your woman or, you know, the person who gave birth to the, a birthing person as they call them now, which I find really offensive.
Stupid.
Yeah. My outlook on life is completely different.
Like, you're all about working hard now. And
well, I've always been about working hard. You know that. But, like, I'm all about fuck the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like I said, I don't have time for my own personal projects. I don't have any time for bullshit. You guys, any bullshit in my life, and I'm kind of like, I don't need you.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I'm definitely in, like, a cutting out phase. Ooh.
Are you sure that's not glass?
No, dude. I can feel it, like.
Cut yourself.
But
so we are coming up on the year where you put an axe through your foot.
I did. I put an axe on my foot. We'll talk about that on
Halloween.
on Halloween. But
I get it.
Watching him grow too has been really cool. Like, you can learn about all the, like, developmental stages of a baby in school and stuff, but when you're actually there and, like, one day he's not putting his hand in his mouth and the next day he is putting his hand in his mouth, you're like, what? You know, watching him get comfortable with baths and, you know, watching him respond to Madison's voice. And in the morning when he wakes up and the first thing I say to him, he smiles every single day. And it literally makes me the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Everything else goes completely away. And, like, at 4:30 when I'm in my office and I'm getting ready to go home, every day at 4:30 I'm like, I get to go home, see my wife and kid. And, like, that's just a new thing for me. And I just I'm just trying to enjoy it.
Wait till you, like, pull up and he comes running outside and goes, Daddy.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready for that. So what about you, Kelly? You any opinions on how I feel about that?
I just think it's just like watching your child go through the different various stages of life.
Yeah.
You're going through the various stages of life.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get to the point where you're like, oh God, just go to bed.
Right.
When they're 14 and, you know, or whatever. So it's pretty cool watching a human being go from, like, being born to, like, being full grown. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You did it. You didn't cut yourself.
I was really afraid that last one. Tell me when.
That's cool.
That last one, I was like, oh shit.
Why don't you fill those up and I'll get us a couple more ice cubes here.
Okay.
But just watching a human being, I mean, you just look for the 8 weeks that he's been in there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's crazy.
How much he's changed already.
It is literally crazy. Like, I can't even comprehend. Like I said, one day he's putting his hand in his mouth and the next day, or one day he's not putting his hand in his mouth and the next day he is. And one, like, he's learning how to track objects. He's learning how to, you know, follow my hand with his eyes, and just him gaining that ability and, like, getting that, I call it software updates. You know, once he gets, like, that software update, and, like, it's so noticeable, and he just, every day he's just a little more like a human. Gotcha. And it's the most amazing thing. I can't believe, like, we're, you know, I get to experience that, and it's cool. But yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I think I smell a dirty diaper from here, but
they can grow up and tell you to F off.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. He's definitely going to
hook me up.
He's going to scorn me.
So I got a little something here. It's not on our list. All right.
A little something not on the.
Put a little triple second there too. If you don't mind.
I got you. I'm just, my headphones aren't extremely long, so I'm kind of looking probably awkward on the camera doing this.
All right. So what do you think Gen X is one of the how can I say this? Something that they're very proud of.
Gay. Being gay, starting the gay thing. I think you guys really started the gay thing. Anyways,
being gay or accepting.
You guys are really proud of being weird. Most Gen Xers that I know you guys are the most different from each other. Like, millennials, we're all hipsters. We're all follow these, like, tendencies.
I think you and I have even had this conversation I'm going through. What is something that we think is better? Our generation did better than everybody else. Thank you.
Cartoons.
No.
Ecstasy.
And I'm a solid believer in this. Gen X has the greatest music of all time.
You know what?
Late 70s.
Walk me through it.
All the 80s.
Give me your arguments. I'd love to hear them.
So I scoured the nether regions.
Oh,
of
I didn't
the
even see you were
internet.
holding some paper. You brought
I got
hard
notes,
resources.
hard research.
Okay.
So I scoured. I probably went through literally 4s of lists.
Okay.
But I found one that was really good.
Just first off, if you start naming off bands or songs, I'm not going to know. My
I'm gonna
generation.
name-
Okay.
So Stacker.com,
Okay.
they ranked the best and worst years in music history all the way back to 1927.
Back in the flapper days.
Right? I'm sorry, 1940.
So
Why?
this is just a list of like years that were the best years in music.
1940 to 2019. And I'm going to tell you how they base it on. This is not opinion. This is not Stacker.com's
Charts.
personal
This
opinion.
is yeah.
Using best ever album data as of July 30th and ranked the years according to their total rank score. The total rank score is devised by best ever albums, which awards point to as an album based on how many times it appears on a best list of magazines,
best country,
Rolling Stones,
yeah,
greatest
sure,
100, blah, 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 blah. Like they
Blah,
named
blah,
like
blah,
6, 7 other ones, okay? Including books. Okay. One spoiler, though.
Kid Rock is on
1940, the 1940s and 1950s tend to be ranked considerably lower just because there wasn't a whole lot of music production at that time. Okay? World War II.
I think we picked up on that. We're not idiots, Kelly.
All right. So you're not going to guess these. I'm just going to tell them. Coming in at number 10. What were the Gen X years again?
64, 66 through 89. No, 79.
Through 79?
Or was it 85? It was like 80. It was like early 80s, mid 80s or something like that. Yeah.
Coming in at number 10.
Okay.
This isn't me talking.
Lick the finger.
1970.
1970s.
And I'll give Paul McCartney announced that he was leaving the Beatles. The Beatles. That was my
The Beatles.
You doing a Dewey Cox? Yes, Paul McCartney.
I'm Paul McCartney.
I'm Paul McCartney.
I'm Ringo Starr. That's a
Dewey
great
Cox.
movie, by the way. Dewey
Great
Cox.
movie.
Fantastic.
Paul McCartney announced he was leaving the Beatles. Jimi Hendrix died. Simon and Garfunkel split up. That was just what happened.
I was going to say, how does that make it the best music?
No, just highlights. Okay. This one surprised me.
Okay.
Number 9.
Okay.
2007.
Dude, great. That's when Jay-Z and Kanye were on the rise.
Top ranked album that year was In Rainbows by Radiohead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, if we're going to go yeah, sure. That's amazing.
It's also, are you ready?
Yeah.
The Spice Girls reunited and High School Musical became
High School Musical. I've seen this man watching High School Musical by himself at home.
That and Pitch Perfect every time.
I know why.
I love Pitch Perfect.
You love rubbing it out to Pitch Perfect.
That's kind of weird to say on a podcast, but no, that's not true. Number 8, 1972. So
That year you're born.
so far, we have 2 of the top 10 so far. We're only 3 in. Never heard of any of these. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
You've never heard. That's David Bowie. The Starman.
Oh, okay. I know that one. All right.
I mean, literally, that whole album is literally insane. That's probably one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. I went through a very hard.
So this year, Paul McCartney debuted his new band Wings.
Oh, amazing band, by the way.
Creedence Clearwater Revival broke up.
Band on the Run, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
CCR
Wings is great.
CCR is amazing.
Don McLean's American Pie. Okay. Number 7.
Okay.
1991, which I was 19 years old in 1991.
Oh, hold on. Is this like a Pearl Jam thing, or is this a Alice in Chains thing?
Top ranked album was Nevermind by Nirvana.
Oh, Nirvana.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
See, I'm so mad. Nirvana was like right before my
we have to talk about how grunge just killed.
We need to bring Matt, the guy who's making our intro music.
Matt.
That's his
like
bread and butter. Is
Prince died, he cried.
Right. Oh yeah, that was a terrible night.
Anyways, Scorpions. Anyways,
so that's what, 7 or is that 8?
That was 7. Number 6.
Okay.
1997.
Represent.
Top ranked album,
NSYNC.
OK Computer by Radiohead.
I don't know that song.
All right.
I'll have to look up.
Bop was very popular that year. Notorious B.I.G.
Bob.
was killed.
What did he sing?
Notorious B.I.G. Without. Don't you love it when I call you Big Papa? Is that him?
I think that's him. That is him. Yes, that is him. I was thinking about you got what I need. That's not him. That's Bismarcky.
You say he's just a friend. All right.
Number 5. Neither of us should ever sing.
Number 5. 1973.
We're getting better. One is going to be the best, right?
Yeah, we're going down.
1973. What happened in 1973?
Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
Okay, absolutely. I don't know why that's not ranked further up. What's the one song called? Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd.
I don't know.
That song just rips.
Pink Floyd's overrated.
Just
kidding.
Yeah, jeez. Shut your laptop on you.
When did Kid Rock get introduced?
Yeah,
Kid Rock is a national hero.
Kelly, if Kid Rock is on this list, I'm done. I'm going to stop the podcast.
Number 4, 1994.
Okay.
Top ranked album
was Shotgun in the Mouth of Kurt Cobain.
Grace by Jeff Buckley.
Never heard of her.
I'm sure we've heard it. We don't know what it is.
Jeff Buckley sounds familiar.
Number 3, 1967.
See, you keep jumping back. I like that. It keeps jumping back from like
70s
to 90s, 70s to 90s. Like
top ranked album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club.
That's an amazing song.
Yeah.
We are the Beatles.
Number 2,
1987.
71.
See, it's going back to the 60s.
70.
I'm going to say, can I make
70,
a prediction?
71, 72, and 73 are
Can I make a prediction?
10.
What?
This is number 2.
Number 1 is going to be 60-something. We're not going back. It has to go back to the 60s.
Top ranked album
Okay, what's number 2?
1971.
What's the number 2?
1971.
Yeah.
Untitled by Led Zeppelin.
Okay. Overrated. Just kidding. Led Zeppelin's amazing.
According to all the peeps, all the
Gen Pop.
The number 1 year for music is
1965.
1960.
Oh, come on now.
9.
God damn. I knew it was going to be. I wanted to say that, but I didn't.
Top ranked album. It was the year Woodstock for one.
Oh, okay.
It was also top ranked album was Abbey Road by the Beatles. That just proves Gen X has the greatest, 6 or 7 of the top 10 best years ever music. I thought the 80s would be more representative.
But that's not Gen X making that music. That's the baby boomers making that music, Bubba.
Those are
Gen X just was born.
These are the music that we grew up with.
Okay, yeah, you grew up with. Yeah, no, I
music
agree.
from our
You
years.
grew up with that music and went on to make the music of the 90s and stuff,
Yeah.
right? The 80s and the 90s. But let's just be clear, the baby boomers were the ones making that music.
Were they though?
Was Paul McCartney a baby boomer? Is Led Zeppelin baby boomers?
Paul McCartney's dead.
I'm Paul
The real
McCartney.
the Paul McCartney you know is a clone.
Oh, okay. God,
I've seen that conspiracy theory.
you're a conspiracy theory, Kelly.
There you go. So there you go. Gen X has the best music. I thought the early 80s would have been more representative.
I hate 80s music, like big hair bands, like AC/DC. I grew up on AC/DC, so I got a soft spot for it.
Like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. And
I
Bon
just feel
Jovi.
like I've never really dove into that kind of music just because I was turned off by it.
So you had Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, and they all had like the big hair and the and then like all the Poison was okay.
Yeah.
But then you started having like the
Alice in Chains,
just the Warrants of the world,
right,
and
right.
The copycats.
I think I don't listen to the 80s music because that's what my dad probably listened to, and I hate my dad.
You love your
dad. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that genre. But I think if I was to narrow it down, I listen to primarily mid 60s to mid 70s and early 2000s to current music. I completely skip the 80s. I love music. I listen to music 24/7. So I was actually really surprised. Like I knew just about every single
early
one
80s is completely different than the mid to late 80s.
Well, yeah, because it's all transitional, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just start and stop in some genre.
Like
it flows.
the early
and
80s, like the 82, 83.
Yeah.
That was all like the Journeys and the REO Speedwagons.
Now Journey, Chicago.
Chicago's.
That's great music right there.
Yeah.
I can jam to
In
that.
the late 80s was all the Motley Crues.
I can't do
The Whitney Houston.
Is that Def Leppard?
Def Leppard. One-armed drummer. Did you know that? That doesn't look good for the camera. Oh, my God.
Oh, my.
YouTube's going to demonetize us for that.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. I've got something I want to talk about, but you can't look. You need to look away for a second.
All right.
No, like you have to look that way.
Why?
I need you to look that way. Just work with me here, okay?
All right.
Don't mess with me.
All right.
Don't
Can I just close my eyes?
If you promise to actually close your eyes.
My eyes are actually closed. Go ahead.
All right. Don't look.
You're not going to put like your nuts on my head or anything, are you? Radio silence. How long is this going to take? I'm scared, Carter.
All right, Kelly, go ahead and open your eyes. So I'm Nancy Grace, and I'm here to talk about Gabby Petito.
We brought props.
I brought props today. Let it be known, episode 3 was the first day for props on Generational Gap.
When they write our story, they'll want to know that.
So I wanted to talk about Gabby Petito.
Okay.
Just because I'm really trying to work the
We were
algorithm.
going to talk about it last week, and we said, well, let's save it for...
No, because, okay, so...
Let's save it for this week.
Right.
And then that night, they found her. Like, oh, I'm glad we didn't go into it all.
I don't really care about... So let me go into this. So as Nancy Grace... In June, the young couple from New York City started a big van. Well, they started in New York City, and they started a van vlog, as they say.
A vlog?
A vlog. It's a video log. I looked it up on the internet. My nephew told me. And so if we follow the tracks, August 8th is where it really started to go down. The couple was pulled over in Utah for having a fight at a cafe.
You don't say.
And watching the video, it's kind of creepy because you know she's dead.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of weird. I watched the whole video. I have it up on the links and stuff.
It's kind of weird watching people knowing that they're like, hey, you're going to die in 2 days.
So I'm going to pull up the video of their YouTube channel.
They looked like they were very happy. But
I don't know if you've seen any of their YouTube videos, Kelly.
Just probably the news clips.
So I'm just going to play their video.
All right.
Real quick. I'm going to narrate you through it.
We should have a TV.
We really need to get with the TV. That's our next step, is getting with the TV. Because I can't even really pull it because I'm connected to the camera. I'm connected to all this stuff.
Don't worry about it.
So this is just them, little drone shot of that van, the white van, and Gabby and Brian.
Gabby Petito never goes outside.
So it's just really kind of eerie to watch their videos on YouTube. This video has 5 million views now.
They're getting paid.
He's getting money. He's just sitting there with his VPN, just taking it all in, transferring it to Bitcoin so he could pay for his prison sentence. His prison sentence because he did it. Okay, anyway, so that's their YouTube video. It's just them, just really kind of basic editing YouTube bullshit in my opinion.
Not a high tech.
It's really not
enterprise like we are.
No, not like Generational Gap, that's for sure. So what else did I want to show? I want to show real quick a clip from the actual police video, the body cam footage of when they got pulled over on October 8th. I should probably just copy link.
It's a crazy story.
It is a crazy story. So
it's just like, I don't know why he show up back to his house in her van.
Dude, so this is just, I just wanted to pull up these quick little video clips that I found from the body footage. Just listen to this. This is right when they're getting pulled out.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me, man?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
You got it, buddy. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Oh, no, you're fine.
Wyoming police are so nice.
No, they're in Arizona, or they're in Utah. In Utah.
I'm going to go ahead and
It's Mormon.
Oh,
So she's just crying, she's crying, and then it gets to this part right here. I'm going to try to jump through.
Separated from the mail. Keys are on the hood.
So,
didn't he say she's having like a mental breakdown?
yeah, so she says it right here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated.
So it's weird. They're like
mean
fighting.
She's apologizing.
She's apologizing.
I guess
She makes mention that they both have mental health issues, this and that. Just gonna drop this in here so I can jump to the right spot. So, it was weird to hear her be like, "We both have mental issues. I'm having a bad day. We got into a fight. This and that." Apparently, they were in a fight at a cafe. Someone called on them. I don't know why I marked this one, but I marked this one. Hold on. This is one police officer talking to the other police officer about what had happened. Okay.
Okay.
So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door.
So he locked her out of the car
I think it's because it was only
when they got into a fight.
It wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she would have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her as far as her.
So she's probably beating on him at this cafe, right? Witnesses see she's having a mental break, whatever. I thought that was really weird. For some reason I copied.
She obviously is in some sort of mental distress.
Right. She's obviously in some sort of mental distress.
Doesn't mean what happened to her is right by any means, but
hold on. So this is when I believe they give her the option to press charges or something, or whatever she says, then they're going to make their decision based on what she's about to say. So he's walking up to her. She's sitting in the back of a police car. Cop's hot, by the way.
This is a very, very important question. How you answer this question is going to determine what happens next. But the only person who can answer this question is you. Think very hard before you answer the question. Do not quickly answer.
Did you say the cop was hot? I just registered.
It's Nancy Grace
speaking. Slapped him those times. Were you attempting to cause him?
I don't care about this. So he's just asking her if when she slapped him, why did she slap him? Was it out of emotion? Whatever, blah blah blah. So that happened on. Let me.
Well, you got a whole timeline going,
dude. I'm Nancy Grayson it, okay? I'm over here just Nancy Grayson it up. So that was on August 8th when shit hit the fan. When the fiance, I would say, is not really good at fiance.
Fiance,
not a really good fiance if he's murdering.
No,
I don't want to go judge, but I'm going to say
I'm not going to that wedding.
I'm going to say he murdered her, but I don't want to judge. Trial's still out. Let's just say, August 30th. The parents don't believe the messages were from Gabby Potato.
Can I break your character real quick?
Of course.
Do they know when she has died? Have they figured that out yet?
Listen to my timeline. If you listen to me back to it, Nancy.
Sorry, Nancy Grace. Don't murder me.
So on August 30th, the parents receive messages from their little sweet angel, Gabby Potato, and they don't think it's her writing the messages.
Really?
So this is August 30th. This is
so
the last
they were
time they heard from
suspicious
it.
then.
Yes. September 1st, Laundrie, I believe that's how you say his last name. Brian Laundrie, weak last name. Brian Laundrie returned to his parents' home in the van the couple was traveling in. Now, the thing is, it wasn't until September 11th did Gabby Petito's parents actually file a police report. So Brian Laundrie was home for 10 days. And so I could see how, because now we're at current, if you know what's happening current, everyone's like, the parents were in on it, the parents did all this stuff. I could see how Brian gets home, says, yeah, Mom, I dropped Gabby off with her parents, and they don't question that. And then he spends 10 days, from that point
you
on.
You think the parents would be calling Brian Landry or Brian Landry's parents? Like, dude, because she lived with them, the Landrys.
Right. Oh, okay. I don't know. I did barely any research. I'd spent more time buying this wig than I did researching.
She lived with the Landrys in Florida.
Gotcha. So,
sorry, Nancy.
The boyfriend still did it. The fiance. So September 11th actually is when the report. So he had been home for 10 days before Gabby's parents even. So I'm feeling like Gabby's parents are completely out of the loop. They don't even know Brian's back in town.
Yeah.
And so everyone, little miscommunication. And so if the parents don't know what's going on, then maybe they were okay with driving him to this state park or whatever. September 14th, parents go on GMA, looking for Gabby or whatever. 17th, Brian Laundrie goes missing, went for a hike. He went to go run away. If I was him murdering my fiance, I would
try to get out of there too.
I would get on my little van, my little white van, drive down to Juarez, Mexico. Is that in Mexico?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I drive down to Juarez.
It's quite a ways from Florida, though.
But they were in Utah. They were in Utah when she was murdered, right? They found her in Utah.
Oh, yeah. Why he came...
Why he drove all the way to Florida. Literally, Florida's the worst place you could go because there's nowhere else for you to go.
There's also the death penalty there.
Also, there's alligators.
Yes.
But if I'm going to go into a national forest, I want to go back to Utah where at least I can't find food rather than be the food, But so September 17th, Brian goes missing. And then September 19th, which I believe was the night that we filmed our last podcast, FBI finds a body. And it's Gabby Petito. You were telling me that TikTok found the van.
TikTok found, or I saw it on TikTok.
Right. No. I read a whole article today about TikTok saw
vlogger.
Right. A vlogger, as they call it. My nephew calls the vloggers.
But she posted it on TikTok, and that's where it went nuts. So then on TikTok, also, the girl who gave him a hitchhiked with him, a couple,
right,
gave him a ride. Okay, today, the second girl came out that gave him a ride, dropped him off at the place where they found the body.
Dude, could you imagine being that person?
And it matches up perfectly. Where the one, because remember he's like, just drop me off here.
Yeah. And so then he grabbed another one.
And then about 20, 30 minutes later, he got picked up by another hitchhiker, and she was on her way to church. He's like, well, can you just drop me off here? He's like, I'll take you all the way in there, wherever you want to go. He's like, no, to the front gate's fine.
That's crazy.
He got out. That was on TikTok today.
So
TikTok.
So I just wanted to make that little goof, get the wig, do the Nancy Grace thing. Was it funny? Did you like it?
It was funny. I appreciate it.
Hopefully it gives us a like.
I think she has blonde hair.
This was the best I could do.
She's like gray hair, doesn't she?
She has it's like a Karen cut.
She is.
This is the closest thing I could get to a Karen cut. And with the headphones on.
See, I used to think
it's a little bit better.
She was.
When I do this, I wore this to my office today. I wore this in my office today, and I wore it into a meeting, a Zoom meeting with me and my team, and they literally lost their shit. It made my Friday in my office was wearing this wig. But
was it Hawaiian? Was it Hawaiian shirt day in your office?
Every day is Hawaiian shirt day for Carter. I literally wear my sandals, and if I don't wear my sandals, people are like, "What's wrong with you?" Anyways, so that was just me wanting to cover what it was because I'm trying to rig the algorithm for YouTube to give us more views. But what I really wanted to talk about with the whole Gabby Petito thing was after we filmed last week and we started talking about this because I didn't even really know about what was going on. Yeah. I instantly went and kind of had this cynical view of the whole thing. And I thought, why? I was thinking it from a perspective of content. I was like, oh, this is like content. Like this is for the news organizations to push more stories and more, this is literally the world is following this as a crime doc, a live action crime doc. And
white women love that.
And shit. So I was talking about it like that. And Madison was just kind of getting on to me. She was like, you need to be more empathetic. Someone died. And I was, I would say kind of being an asshole, just talking about it from a content perspective and talking about what this means for news networks and what they're running and why they're running it and the whole thing. And obviously, I don't know if you've probably seen people are talking about well, why is she getting famous and not all these other people are missing? Well, because it's a compelling story and compelling stories sell.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
So I just wanted to say that doing the research for this funny little timeline, I want to do the Nancy Grace thing. I did end up getting a perspective and getting some empathy towards someone who died.
Yeah.
Like while I was going through with it and watching those videos and having to watch the body cam videos, like I did. So take a moment to think about, someone did die. Like, I mean, I know there's 9 billion people on Earth and there's a ton of missing people, but like I never once thought about that until I did the research and actually started looking into it. And I was like, this is someone who has passed. Like, this is actually something like you should
somebody's
have,
little girl.
Yeah. So, it just kind of changed perspective. And I was kind of interested in being like, wow, I can't believe like I thought that way, like right when it started or whatever. So that's what I have to say about it. Well, what do you have to say about it, Kelly?
Just so it came out later this week.
Yeah.
What's her name? That dumb bitch on MSNBC.
Nancy Grace.
No. Joy,
Maddow.
Joy something.
Joy Behart.
No.
Maddow.
Not Maddow. That's Rachel. Her name's Joy.
I don't care.
The black lady.
I don't know. You've mentioned her name like 3 times in this podcast.
No, I haven't.
Joy Reid.
No. Joy Reid.
Told you.
About why is this case getting so much attention? It's because of a blonde white girl.
Right, and it is.
And
partially.
I'm going to be like yes and no. I mean, I'm going to obviously there is some bias to very pretty blonde women who get murdered.
Very pretty blonde woman. She's got a compelling story though.
But this one is more the story.
Right.
I think.
It's the
boyfriend
absurdity.
shows up back.
In
her car.
Right. Without her, he literally drove across like 10 states.
Today they issued an arrest warrant on him.
For him. Yeah.
Not for murder.
But just an arrest.
For, I don't know, can't remember the actual chart, for using her debit card after she was dead.
The U.S. justice system is so ruthless. Like we know how to get people.
He spent $1,000 of her money.
Didn't they
after he killed her?
Al Capone allegedly. On like mail fraud,
tax evasion.
Tax evasion. We always get like the.
By the way, Joe Biden found out owes $500,000 in taxes.
Oh really? It only took like 3 weeks for them to figure that out. Anyway, so yeah, yes, it is. There is something to the innocent little blonde girl that gets murdered, and it's like
hey, you give me a black girl or a
whatever Asian.
I don't care if they got a cool
AAIP.
I want to say cool ass. A cool ass story. I mean, a very
give me a cool ass murder story, and I'm all over it.
A great, compelling story.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm Nancy Grace. I'm over all the murders. Fox News, you give me a call, and I'll give you my hot take right now. I literally saw her.
She's on Fox News a lot.
I saw her. She has a whole Fox Nation page like show.
They
like
gave
she has
her a full hour the other night.
So Nancy Grace, she was on there today, and she said the miscarriage of evidence by the FBI was appalling. And I'm like, Nancy Grace, you've literally sat on TV studios for the last 30 years. You haven't done shit. Doesn't matter what she's like. She is the white blonde version of Reverend Sharpton.
Yes.
Is she the Republican? I don't even know if she's Republican, but she
just shows up and
she's the
opportune moment.
She's a grifter. Is that what that is? Yeah. Is that what grifting is?
Just kind of like old
she's
Sharpton down in Del Rio today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday. Just an opportunist.
Sharpton and Nancy Grace should have a TV show together. They should host Catfish.
Oh wow.
That
Hey Netflix.
Call me, I'll produce it.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why that's my favorite
I'm
one.
sorry, Gabby Petito.
I'm sorry. Here's to Gabby. Gabby.
Sad. Super sad. Hope the alligators get old Brian Landry too.
Dude, now that would be a twist to the show. To the content, to the show, right? To this whole drawn out thing. If they found Brian Landry's arm.
I forgot to tell you this.
Or something. And what if he purposely cut off his arm to make it look like he was eaten by an alligator, and then he slipped off to Juarez?
So Kara and I were talking about this morning.
Who's Kara?
My ex-wife.
Okay.
We were talking about it. And I go, I bet he's on the Appalachian Trail. He's a survivalist.
Oh,
because you heard about that guy.
The trail
there was that guy for 6 years
who just lived on the trail,
who the FBI was after. But she's like, that's what the newspapers are saying. She's pulled up an article. It's like, that's what people are saying. He's on the Appalachian Trail now. Like, that's where I'd go, just up in some.
You want to know a TV show that I really want to produce?
What?
I want to produce a show that gives somebody $100,000 if they can evade the FBI for 30 days.
They've done it.
They had a TV show about that?
Yeah.
I want to show.
I don't know if it was the FBI, but it was like trained
people. Like trained like PIs
cool.
and people that like have like the technical skills to follow them and like they're like,
I
okay,
think
go.
This is probably, I think it was Grandma Lynn, when she lived here.
Yeah.
We watched it, and they gave them like an hour ahead to go.
No, that's crazy. They need a little bit more time.
And then, I don't know if it was an hour, but they gave so much time ahead, and off they went. And they found him every time.
Every single time. Dude, and today, too, I could not imagine. You wouldn't get out the front door with all the connectivity and your phone being tracked. And, dude, and if you got the vaccine.
I'll find that show for you.
Yeah, we should watch that. We should watch it together and review it. And
they find him every time.
That's like the
There was
man
like a
versus
team of people. They were
show.
like, and dudes were like getting in cars like for their hour and just like heading from Florida to like, I'm going to Tennessee. They're never going to find me here. Yeah, they do.
I'm sorry, I took my wig off. Oh, you know what? I realized I was going to do my hair before this, but I went all natural for the podcast today.
Nice.
Cool. So, Gabby Petito. Poor girl.
That it?
Fuck Brian Laundry, whatever her name is. What do you got?
Got one more thing.
Hit one more thing, and then I'll hit one more thing, and then we can roll out. Yeah.
Did you see? Are you ready for this? What's the premier military team group in the military?
SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team is there's
Navy SEALs.
The Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Did you see? 10% of them are refusing the vaccine, which makes them
Navy SEAL 5
unoperational. The government's going to they're arguing over the government's going to discharge them. Do you know how much it costs to train a Navy SEAL?
Oh yeah, probably millions of dollars.
The record I saw was up to
$500,000.
$500,000.
Okay, I see your notes now.
Above and beyond what a normal.
Yeah.
To train a Navy SEAL, it takes years.
That's
to get
a big
there.
investment.
Years.
Right. Oh yeah.
Become one of those guys. To become operational. There's only 2,500 Navy SEALs in the country.
So 10%, 25% of them, nearly 25%.
Nearly 25% of them.
Wow.
Are refusing the vaccine.
That's crazy.
Dude, what do you do?
I mean, they're just going to let them go.
They're going to let them go to prove a point.
But then when they need them,
they're all going to be working for Blackwater or whatever.
Right. They're going to be working for China. Just kidding. They're Americans. Those Navy SEAls are Americans. Those dudes are running for Senate. And those
House
people are crazy.
Now.
We should find one. We should get a Navy SEAL on the show.
I would love to talk to a Navy
and
SEAL.
talk to a Navy SEAL and just be like,
yeah, I was in the Marines.
Yeah. You'd be like literally a bitch to him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I would be just a mouse or something. Yeah. I would be just worthless. But like those guys, they've seen the real evils of the world. So many people, Gen Pop today, have never seen the evils of this world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so that's, for someone like that to come on here and talk to us would be.
I think if you took a lot of people out.
If you're a Navy SEAL and you're watching this, we would love to talk to you. Whether it's like a phone call or, because we can call them on here.
Maybe we get Dan Crenshaw.
Dan Crenshaw, if you're watching, I don't want to talk to you.
I do.
Just kidding. I would love to talk to you, Dan Crenshaw. You sound like a very fun and reasonable kind of guy to talk to. I don't necessarily agree. Jocko. Whoever it is. Anyone that wants to talk to us, I'm down to talk. Anyways,
I just thought I'd throw that out there. Just this whole vaccine thing is just too much.
Okay, I was going to talk about the 14,000 people, Haitians, at the border.
They're gone now.
But they're gone now. So I don't really want to cover that.
Where'd they go?
So it's like, where did they come from? The fact that we didn't know that 14,000 migrants from Haiti were coming to America is impossible.
They weren't from Haiti.
Yeah, they were.
They were Haitians, not from Haiti. They were Haitians some of them have been living in Chile. Some of them were coming up with Chilean passports.
Okay, but they all fled for a couple. I mean, you remember the earthquake?
Okay, So most of them have been living in the South America for
And then they
5,
just
10
bounced
years.
up there and they just
They
came
took
up.
advantage of the time to come.
Right. Now was the time to come.
But they had passports. They fled Haiti as they probably should have.
Right.
But they settled in Chile or down, and then they're like, fuck, let's go to America. And they were showing up with passports, Chilean passports.
It's just okay. So I didn't know that, and I don't know the validity of that. But I agree. I don't think you would lie to me about.
There's no reason. How would they have got here from Haiti then?
And so that's what I was, and that's what got me on this whole thing. And I started looking into it, and like obviously I remember the 2012 earthquake, and I remember seeing the video, and I have a bunch of it. I'm not going to play it right now just because I want to. We should probably wrap up here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But you have the 2012 earthquake. You have a massive hurricane in 2021. Their president just got murdered.
I was there in March of 2020. It was pretty nice.
You were in the nice part, but the rest of Haiti is literally a shithole. The United States has occupied Haiti twice. 1915 and 1934, and in 1993 to 1994.
Why did we occupy it?
Because they said terrorists. They were going after the first one in 1950 to 1934 was a little hairier, I believe. It was to ensure trade routes and things like that. I don't want to get into it. I have it all, but in 1994, I believe that it was for to qualm like terrorist uprisings or social uprisings that they didn't want spilling over into the U.S.
They're one of the oldest countries in the world.
Really?
I heard that today.
Aren't they a little island?
They're like 240 years. Like literally, I'm
like
going to be
I'm
going to be off on this, but they're like 1780 or something like that.
Gotcha. Like developed country.
Like that's when they became formed Haiti.
So there's just I've been doing a lot of research on it, and like they have been hit with a lot of natural
they're in the past
disasters.
Bullshit. Yeah.
They literally get fucked every couple years. Their government is shit. The United States has ensured that their government is shit in a lot of aspects. Okay, so I understand why a lot of them are coming over. And I was just kind of like, don't we have a job crisis? Where are they at? Bring them in. Let's give them jobs. Bring them in. That's all I wanted to say. Was like, I don't know. And it's such a complex situation. And then the only thing I heard about for the last couple of days is these fucking border patrol on their horses and their whips. I'm like, dude, there's like 400 border patrol people dealing with 14,000 migrants crossing a border. They probably don't speak English. They probably don't communicate well. It's probably pretty hectic to corral them. I could imagine myself whipping.
They weren't whipping them.
I know, but he was just moving them out of the way.
I saw Jen Psaki today. One of the reporters asked her.
I know.
God, she's such a.
Fucking Jen Psaki. Let's talk about Jen Psaki next episode. Okay.
I don't know if feel sorry for her or just completely just like hate her. But anyways.
No, I will show you. Well, I'm doing a Jen Psaki segment next week.
Like they did the reporters were like, the guy who the photographer and the guy video recording it he even said they weren't whipping him.
Right.
Why?
Right.
What do you have to say about that?
So everyone's taken out of context, and then the special envoy to Haiti quit yesterday or today because he was just like, everything I've seen has been so terrible. He was more upset with the fact that the United States shipped a ton of them back to Haiti.
1,500 of them.
And in my opinion,
single men.
Well, yeah.
They let the family units in.
These people in Haiti have had such a bad rap. Could you, if you were born in Haiti, you'd be doing everything in your power to the United States.
They were doing great in Chile.
Maybe.
Here's another thing. Is like we were talking about the other day is about when you asylum, you have to go through a border.
Right.
You also have to request asylum at the first country you come to.
Right. So if he goes to Chile, they have to go to.
And Chile most likely gave them asylum. Oh, Mexico should have gave them. Mexico today said, "Get your shit together, America."
Really?
Mexico said that today.
Okay, but if you were that Haitian, you would have left Chile to go to America too. We all would have.
I would just be chilling in Chile.
Shut the fuck up. Every single one of us would have gone from Haiti to Chile to America because America is the greatest. We should have opened our arms and said, "What up, all of you guys? Bring them in."
We can't do that.
Yes, we can do.
No,
we let
can't.
in. Look, I'll bring it up right now.
We can't let it, Carter. We can't let people in.
All right, I'm pulling it up right now.
So what if you're in Haiti and you're trying to be the right way.
The last Census Bureau, 2008, indicates that there are 546,000 Haitian immigrants in the United States. That is up from 408 in 2000 and 218 in 1990. Okay, so it's going up, right? Of the 546,000 foreign-born Haitians in the United States, 48% of them are naturalized U.S. citizens, and this comprises of 43% of the overall foreign-born population. So these people coming from Haiti are getting their shit together, they're becoming citizens, and they're doing their shit. There's a bunch of other stats.
I'm not busting on immigrants by any means.
Right.
But you can't do that. You're breaking the law.
You're breaking a law that says you can't come in because they're trying to stem the flow, which I understand. I understand there's a certain number of people that can come in.
We can only let so many people in. And
no,
we already let more people in than the whole world.
I got that. But don't we have a job crisis?
Trust me. So all these, do we really?
But if we had it, so I'm saying if there was a job crisis,
so this Haitian's going to go get a job as a waitress.
Let him in.
They're not.
Let him give him a shot.
They don't speak English.
Let him give him a shot.
Carter.
I would let him in.
So you're for open borders?
I'm for giving someone a hug and saying, "Good job, you worked your ass off to get to the greatest country of the greatest country in the world
illegally."
I don't care if it's illegally or legally.
Why don't you state?
That's just a different door, right? That's just a different door.
So you're honestly okay with illegal immigration?
Yes, because guess what?
Open the borders.
My family came.
How much
here,
is too much?
None, dude. India has 1 billion people.
How? 1 billion people? Oh, yeah. Have you ever been to India? I've never been to India, but I've seen how great India is. It's not really fucking great.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so the size of the United States is bigger than India. We could handle more people.
We can't, like physical size?
Yeah.
Can our hospital system?
No, build more hospitals.
Oh, that's easy. Let's just build more hospitals. And when those people who don't have insurance go to the hospital and can't pay their bill,
it's a much deeper conversation than
then
just.
That's the crux of it.
No, I got you. Because someone's got to pay for all this stuff.
To pay for the hospitals you want to build.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We
can pay for that.
We can't pay for it fucking now.
Yes, we can.
We cannot.
You know how much money we spend in military costs every single year?
Well, that's
hundreds of billions of dollars that literally could go to those teachers that we talked about.
Teachers
they could go to the hospitals.
Teachers are overpaid.
Bullshit, dude. Fuck you.
Teachers are overpaid.
I'm telling you,
they only work 9 months out of the year.
There's so much more, and I could go even deeper. I don't want to go into. We can talk much more on this, but money's fake. Our economy is fake. So many things about our economy. We're printing money left and right. Are we not printing money?
That is why we have inflation.
It's going to fuck us up.
That is why we have it. Oh, but it's fake. How could it fuck us up?
I don't know. If it's fake, I don't know enough about money. I'm just saying.
Well, you're spouting off like you do.
I'm just saying we have so many people that want to come into this country. In my eyes, I see that as good job. You want to come to the greatest country in the world.
Well,
I want you to come in and be an American.
Pretty soon, we are not going to be the greatest country in the world.
Why?
Because we're taking the impoverished from around the world in.
Well, we should take them and show them about being American.
The problem is all of them don't want to be. A lot of them do.
Because we don't take the time and effort. There's not
Who's going to take the time and effort, Carter?
I don't know.
Are you?
Sure.
You going to go down to the border and get you a Haitian and, hey.
I mean, I would love to. Why is that such a bad idea, though?
Because you can't just let everybody from the world. Okay, what if 1 billion people came to the United States?
We'd be fucked. I don't think there's enough boats.
Okay, what if 500 million people came to the United States?
Okay, that's still an absurd number. I mean, I don't get
it. It is not.
Okay,
you're opening the borders.
Right.
You're opening the borders. Anybody
500
can come
billion
in.
people come in this
Where
country?
are all these people going to live? They're not going to live in Collin County, Texas.
They're not. They're gonna have to build other cities.
That's exactly why you like the Democrats, like, oh yeah, because they're not living in your fucking neighborhood,
right? No, I got that.
They're bringing in measles. You know they had a measles outbreak with all the Haitians.
I mean, they could have given vaccines.
Well, they aren't wearing their masks.
Okay, I get it. Like, no, I understand what you're saying, and I get it.
There's a breaking
How are we
point.
going to pay for them? No, and I think I said this last podcast. I get it. There's a rational number of people you can let in per year. I'm not for just open borders. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying anyone that risks their lives and travels across the world to get to the United States of America because they want freedom and they want that opportunity. In my opinion, you are just as American as anyone else in this world.
And that is why there is a limit the U.S. government puts on legal immigrants coming, because they know how much the system can take.
Right.
Plus, these people can't just come here and jump on welfare and everything else. If they're
we
coming,
talked about this last time too. I don't
all
think that
these
you should be able
people
to
are-
jump on welfare on this stuff, but I
Yeah.
do think
you cut off all the government services to these people, they're not coming.
sure
They're
then
coming
do
here for the
that.
free money.
Then do that.
Yeah.
Cut off all the. I'm down for that.
Hey, I'm
down for that. Cut off all the. I don't think that if you weren't born in this country, you don't deserve any of the benefits that all the people who were born and live in this country that pay for.
Yeah.
You should not be able to come in and instantly get money. You shouldn't be able to get the welfare and maybe health services and stuff. You should be able to get some form of health services.
There's
But,
always health services. Emergency
right,
room
of
will
course.
always.
No, and I.
So it's just like if
But I'm just
I
saying, like,
wanted
you
to
can't
move
get
to-
welfare. You shouldn't be able to get like unemployment. Blah blah blah.
I do fairly well financially, right? I'm comfortable. I'm not super rich, right? I'm not even rich. I'm comfortable. I mean, if I wanted to move to Canada,
right, you couldn't just move. No, I know.
I could move, I believe, after an application process, but I'm not getting free medical.
Right.
I got to pay like 3 or 4 years, I believe, into their system
No, and
before
agree.
I start getting them. But no, these people jump here making more money than American citizens. How many homeless people are in LA right now?
Right.
Why aren't we helping them?
No, I completely agree.
We just can't open the fucking border, dude.
I'm not trying to say just open the border because I understand that's anarchy. I mean, if you had 1 billion people just rush over, first off, I mean, dangerous people could be coming over, all this stuff. So I agree, yes, maybe a system in place, that would be nice. But I wish there was some system. I've talked to my friends who have become American citizens, and the system is so fucked. First off, they hate people coming over illegally because they had to go through legally.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, if we could just empty that backlog,
What
then
do you mean?
like
Just give them all amnesty?
no, I don't know how that works. But I'm just saying what
You're living in a world with rainbow clouds in it.
I understand that. I wish we did though.
I wish there was world peace and everybody
I
just
know.
had harmony.
I know that
That's
there's
not the
world
real
peace.
world. We were just had a discussion how fucked up the real world is.
I know, but I'm just saying, right, how nice would it be to figure out a system where we could process the people who are waiting to get processed so we could alleviate that bottleneck. That's where the bottleneck comes in, right? Is people try to come in, and that's why people come in illegally, because they're like, well, fuck that. I can just come in illegally and get more benefits than the person who comes in legally.
Exactly.
It's insane. So that's why so I wish we could fix that bottleneck and allow people to come in legally, because this country was truly built not by white men, but by people that wanted to come in and build a better life for themselves. There's story after story about, and I don't care if that's a Chinese person, I don't care if that's a Haitian or a Chilean or a Mexican or a Canadian. I don't care who that is. I just wish that the ability I want as many people to come over. I just wish there was a way to legally bring them in. I completely understand that, yes, we can't just have open borders, because that would just be anarchy. It would completely collapse our system, all of our systems would completely
all
collapse.
our hospital services,
Everything would collapse if we just open border. And I understand that. But I just wish that we had the ability to properly, legally take in as many people as we
wish
could.
Haiti's government would get their shit together.
And that's another thing as well.
I wish Venezuela's government would get their shit together.
Could you imagine if the Mexican government and the South American governments were so, and I don't know if it was in episode 2.5 or 2 that we talked about this, but if they would just get their shit together, there would be no need for you to come to America. If you could just model, rather than leaving what you have and coming to America.
I said that earlier. It's like all the workers, all the youth of these countries are leaving.
Right. So you're only leaving your country in a worse off position than when you were there.
Exactly.
And now, obviously, again, that's a very nuanced situation, because we can't just say, oh, well, why don't you just build your country back up? Because you got people like Bolsonaro in power. You've got a lot of dictators and fucked up people in these South American countries who are holding people down. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But guess what? Sometimes you got to fucking rise up and kill that person.
You know what I mean? Ask 1776 England how it fells.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what? we've seen that it happens. And guess what? A lot of people have to die for it to happen. But just like we saw in Afghanistan, we could be there for 25 fucking years.
Those people don't want to be. They don't give a fuck.
Well, no, you're going to see this is the first
tribe.
No, this is the first generation of Pakistanis who were born in freedom. Afghanis.
You said Pakistanis.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I said, there's a whole generation there that
were born under freedom. And now they're going to go to Sharia law, and they're going to be like, fuck that. So I would love to see that the people of Afghanistan say, fuck this, and rise up, and guess what? A lot of people are going to die. That's how freedom is made, though. That's why the United States, and we're forgetting that. We forget that all the time.
That's how the United States.
The United States
we're fucking done.
Right.
England, we're done.
Right.
Let's go at it.
The United States is free because people died to be free. And guess what? If you want Chile to be a great country, I don't know the state of Chile. I think
Chile's pretty solid.
Okay, I'm just being ignorant here. Let's say, Venezuela or something. People of Venezuela, if you want to be free, you need to be willing to die so that your family and your families and their grandkids and their generations down will have freedom.
When the masses realize how much they outnumber everybody.
Right. They don't realize, and it's because, obviously I don't want to die. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to die.
I'm actively waiting for the revolution.
Nobody wants to die, right? So no one wants to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go run down the street and fight down the military because I want freedom. That's a hard decision. There needs to be a boiling point. And I feel like there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of, coercion and different reasons why the masses can't rise up today. But I don't want open borders. I completely understand that open borders leads to chaos. It leads to outbreaks of disease. But I do wish that there was... What?
Gang members?
I thought he said gay members.
Gang members.
But I do wish that there was a fluid system that would allow people to come in this country who want to be in this country, who know they're not going to get those benefits, that want to come here and try their hand at the game and see if they can win the game. You know what I mean? Because the United States is a game. We're a game. You show up, you play the game, and you want to see where you land on that scoreboard in that game. And I just wish it was easier for some people to get in.
I agree.
No, fuck you. You just want white people.
No, I don't. I'm cool. I'm like
I'm cool.
I'm cool with all kinds of people.
I'm just kidding.
As long as you have
the right. You're saying
come
from a legal
the right
perspective.
way.
Right. No, and I
think
I agree with that. I agree.
I think the Nigerians, what the highest paid, I'll tell you, Nigerian immigrants are the highest paid minorities in America.
Why's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
because they're all doctors.
Because they come here and they work.
They work. And they come from a shithole like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But I come here the right way.
And it's also another thing, to say is like, how unfair is it that you have the luxury, if we want to talk about privilege, you have the privilege to walk across a landmass to get here. I've got a friend from Sierra Leone that I worked with for a while, and he had to take a fucking raft to around the coast of Africa to like Europe, and then he just the amount of extra steps it takes to get to
through the Panama Canal
from Sierra Leone, from Africa.
A lot quicker than going around the...
I mean, if you went straight in a freaking dinghy, he was in a dinghy, dude.
Really?
He told me about people like dying on his boat. Like, wow. I mean, he's like a legit. I don't know where he's at right now, but yeah, I mean, there's some people have the privilege to walk up to the border. Some people from China that want to immigrate to the United States, they can't do that. People from different countries can't do that. I don't know. It's such a complex situation. You can't just say
take in everybody.
I mean, you can't just accuse me of thinking that I just want open borders.
You said you wanted open borders.
I mean, I don't know what I'm saying.
I want open borders.
I want open borders. I like being positive.
I'm a realist.
I'm a realist too.
You've been to Cancun. I've been to the nether.
You've been to a lot more places.
In the nether regions of the world. Like you said,
the
world is not a nice place.
I'm just saying, I wish that there was a system to let people in. That was you. That's what I heard on the
Thanks,
mic.
step bro.
Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just let them all in. Let everyone in. They'll vote for me.
Obviously, that's how
Paper
Joe
ballot.
Biden's thinking. Hey, you don't got a ballot? Here's
Yeah,
two.
that's exactly what. Oh, my last thing. Okay, we're shutting out after this.
Yeah, your wife's getting mad.
Yeah, I know she's come in twice to look at us. She's gonna give me an earful when we're done with this. $20. $20 versus $20. Or here's some other examples I wanted to bring up. Do you say %90 or do you say 90%?
90%.
Okay, so how do you spell that on texting?
90% sign.
Okay. 9 inches. How would you type that? Would you do --9 or would you do 9 --?
That would depend on who. I'm texting Morgan, 9 spelled out inches.
Why are you texting your daughter 9 inches?
Asking her if she wants 3 inches of my Subway sandwich, my foot long sandwich.
Anyways,
that was weird. You making it weird real quick. If I'm texting somebody at work, I'd probably put 9 with the inches.
I just realized that the only one was the dollar. It was $number, not number $. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying. And I the only argument that I could find was online was that when you put the $, then the number, it's harder to forge the number. Does that make sense? Like if I put $, then 20, it's harder to turn it into some other larger number.
120 really easy.
Right, exactly. Making it 120.
It's the way it's always been. Come on, Gen Z.
No, but I was just,
it.
I mean, logically pointing it out and spelling wise, it's the only one that does the number, then the signifier of the value, right? Because you do $20, $20, 9 feet, 9 dash, 90%, 90 dash. Come on.
Gen Z is making up their own rules as they go along.
I'm not Gen Z. I'm millennial.
No, I'm just saying Gen Z is making up their own rules.
I think the millennials are making up these rules. Fucking millennials. Anyways,
Bastards.
we're done?
I think so. Good episode.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Too
So
bad
yeah,
you're
we
up for
definitely
open
got-
borders, but all right. Besides that,
Too bad you're up for not for
What was that
open borders.
for?
Madison's over there behind the camera. My wife is flipping us off that we've gone way too long. Little CJ is over there sleeping.
Do you want to say hi?
Do you want to say hi? No, she doesn't want to say hi.
All right.
Anyways, good episode.
Good episode. Follow us on Instagram. I guess we have an Instagram.
We do have an Instagram. It is
I don't even have an Instagram.
I won't be able to pull it up, but I believe that it's Gen Gap. I have it something like Gen _ Gap.
This is where Carter will put up the graphic.
Yes, right
here.
Here, put your hand up like
Right
this.
there.
Right there.
Be the
Right
graphic.
there will be the graphic for our Instagram. If you're watching our video and you don't like it and you want to
dislike
it,
please.
No, please don't.
Oh.
No, you can dislike it. Do whatever you want. But you know what? Tell us.
Tell us why.
Give us a comment. You know, if you're going to be our second disliker, be our first commenter.
Still waiting for that
first natural sub.
natural person from like Argentina.
Still waiting for that first sponsor from Cox's Countries
Countries
Cafe. Oh gosh. Still waiting for the first sponsor, which obviously is unrealistic at the moment. Waiting for the first comment.
You have your first sponsor. His name's Kelly Craft.
Yes, Kelly was the sponsor of all this. B&H Photo.
B&H Photo.
It's a website.
Okay.
Good episode, Ken.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right, man. Good job.
All right, man. We'll cut it off there. If you like this video, please
subscribe.
Yeah, there you go.
Hit
Please like and
subscribe.
subscribe. I was waiting for him to finish the sentence. He's too old to understand how YouTube works.
I do understand.
But
I don't know the difference between YouTube Red and YouTube Premium, but that's a whole nother story.
I don't think I know the difference between YouTube Red.
I don't know.
I think they're different now. They're the same thing.
Mason's going to throw something at us in a minute.
I know Madison's about to throw the baby at us real quick. So we're gonna head off. All right, Kelly.
All right. Good job, buddy.
Good job. Close those borders.
With guns.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You suck.